Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy. It is My Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey. Welcome to the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy. My name is Wuraola Ubaka and I am called your Profitable Fashion Coach. Because right here, we say that if your business is not making money, why are you even in business? So through the course of the last 90 days, we have had fashion entrepreneurs in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp. They have learned structure. They have learned clarity. They have learned how to scale. And now they are better positioned to run profitable fashion businesses. Because you see, many times our businesses are not thriving, not because we are not trying, not because we are not working hard. Sometimes it's because there's a gap. There's a gap in our knowledge, there's a gap in our understanding, there's a gap in the things that we know. And that is why many times you're like, okay, I've been doing ads, but they are not converting. Okay, I've been sewing, I've been posting, but people are not buying. I've been doing content, but I don't understand what's going on. There's something missing, but I don't know what it is. You see, the reason why the PFA started was as a result of my own personal struggles. Now, for those who don't know on the stream, I'm the founder of Wura NG, and Wura NG is a Nigerian ready-to-wear fashion brand. We make classy dresses for confident women aged 35 and above. And before Wura NG became a Nigerian ready-to-wear fashion brand, I used to run it as a bespoke label. Now, I was working hard. I had a lot of customers. I was always busy. Here's even the funny part about mine. I didn't even know that I wasn't that profitable until I switched. I switched to ready to wear because of time. I felt like bespoke was taking the best part of my life. It was taking the time I had to spend with my husband. I had just gotten married at the time. It was taking the time that, I had to spend with my family. It was taking the time that I had to devote to other parts of my life that were equally as important. Because you see, the thing about being a bespoke dressmaker is that when someone actually pays you for a dress, they are not paying you because of your systems, they are paying you for you. They are paying you for you, and it is what you have, it is what you are bringing to the table that they want. So I found myself constantly in that place where I was it was literally always emergency mode. I was always trying to keep up. I was always trying to keep up with customer orders. You finish one, the next deadline is there. You finish one, the next deadline is there. And I just found that it was even affecting my my health. That amount of cortisol being injected in your body daily, it's not even good for the health. So I decided that, I was going to transition. But of course, when I say transitioning wasn't easy. I had to even learn the hard way because there wasn't a blueprint for me to follow. So I quit the to wear. I quit collecting. I quit the bespoke. I quit collecting clothes from anybody, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on bringing out my first collection and trying to market it, and then I'm just going to take it from there. So I switched. But guess what? My first collection was a flop. Yes, it was a flop because I didn't know that it's not just to sew cloth inside this ready to wear. When you see people doing ready to wear brands online, they make it look so glamorous. They make it look like when you just come and you just start sewing, you just start making money. But no, there's actually a method to it. If you don't have a certain level of clarity and understanding of who your customer is, you're going to be sewing to everybody and you're not even going to be able to sell to anybody. And that was literally what happened with my first collection. Hello, Hawa. So that was what happened with my first collection. And I just, it died on my rack. So after that collection flopped, I was like, okay, I've moved to this ready to wear. And we're ready to wear because it bespoke. Someone is bringing fabric and then you are sewing. You are collecting deposit from the person you are sewing. So I mean, you don't really have to bother about cash flow because the cash flow is being provided by the customer. And that is why I say I understand when people struggle with living bespoke, because now you're thinking that nobody is giving me cash flow. Where am I going to get this money to be able to now start investing in a ready to wear brand? So I get it. Okay, back to my story. So now the first collection flopped. I go back into my systems. I say, what happened? What made this thing flop? And I start to seek knowledge. Because I'm like, okay, if this thing didn't do well, it means that there's something that I needed to have done that I didn't do, or there's a knowledge I needed to have that I didn't have. So I paid for courses, I did consultancies, I went to do internship in ready to wear brands just to be able to see what was missing in my system. So fast forward to when I launched, the second collection, and it was a success. Said, okay, we're onto something. And then I kept scaling that particular collection. I kept scaling it and it kept selling. And I kept scaling it and it kept selling. Then every now and then I will infuse something new. I will scale it, it will sell. And I said, indeed, there's a system to these things. But it's been 9 years now since I've been a ready to wear dressmaker. And I still see fashion brands struggle with those same things I struggled with. Like I can literally look at someone's page on Instagram and see the gap. I can literally look on your page and see what was wrong or what did not happen. So I said that it will be, it will be selfish to not create a system where I can help people overcome this hurdle that I faced. So yes, the PFA was born out of my personal journey. But of course, if I just have the academy and I'm giving short courses, we're not going to be able to get that transformation we want. We're not going to be able to take fashion entrepreneurs from point A to point B. And that is why I created this signature system called the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp. Now, in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp, it is run as a 90-day journey. And through those 90 days, we explore every aspect that you need to structure your ready to wear business from point A to point B. So let me give you a rundown of what the bootcamp looks like. Now, in week one, when you come in, we make you sit and think. We make you think about your fashion business. Why? Why are you even in business? What made you start business? What was the gap you wanted to fill? What was that thing that was burning in your spirit? I've just told you that I started the PFA because I didn't want to see fashion entrepreneurs struggle the same way I did. And I saw that gap because a lot of people in fashion school learn technical skills, but technical skills are not enough, because when you finish being the baddest as fashion designer, if you cannot make money from it, if you cannot translate it into money in your bank account, then you are just wasting your time. So bringing it back to ready to wear, The first thing we teach you is understanding your why, because many days motivation is going to fail you. You're not going to feel motivated. You're not going to feel like waking up and going at it again. You're not like your team can mess you up the day before, but you have to wake up tomorrow and get at it again. And so in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp, we make you understand the reason, your why. We take you through a reflective exercise so you can know what is the reason why I even entered this fashion business in the first place. And when you know your why, it's better to have, it gives you more clarity. It gives you something tangible to hold on to, so that on days when motivation fails you, your why will keep you going. Now, in the second week, we take you through legal and regulatory compliance. And of course, now, when you talk about compliance, there are so many facets to it. If you are doing business in Nigeria or even in sub-Saharan Africa, you know that there are so many aspects of your why and of legal compliance, whether it's tax, whether it's filing, whether it's what business entity you need to do, whether it's IP and legal protections. So those are all the things that we take you through in week 2. In week 3, we take you through the concept of creating standard operating procedures for your fashion business. Yes, many times we go for other business courses and they say, okay, create SOPs. But in the bootcamp, we break down what creating SOP means. We break it down even for a 4-year-old to understand. It was yesterday on this stream that Tumise Adejare was sharing how the things that she broke down, she now uses it for her children to teach them how to do tax through her SOPs. In week 4, we go into inventory week, because we're not trying to teach you to make more money only for you to lose it in inventory wastage. So we teach you how to manage your inventory, how to block the leaks, and how to make sure that your inventory is actually delivering like it should. In week 5, we take you through measurement you will not succeed in a ready-to-wear game. Nobody is going to reward you for mediocrity. You actually have to be able to deliver the same standards, the same measurement. If, for instance, you have a size 12 and someone buys a size 12 from you, the next time they buy a size 12 from you, it needs to be able to fit in the exact same way. And that's why we teach you measurements in the bootcamp. In week 6, we take you through pricing, because sometimes our profitability is not because we don't have excellent progress. It's because we are not able to price them appropriately. And yes, there are many methods of pricing, including psychological, positioning, perception, and all that. And we take you through all these steps to make you formulate an effective pricing framework for your passion brand, a pricing framework that can help you grow and not keep you stagnated. Now, in week 7, oh no, we've already talked about week 7. So in week 8, we take you to production week. Now, many people don't even know, when I say, what is a fashion mood board? You can't even raise your hand. If you're on this stream and you know what a mood board is, let me see it in the comment section. What is a fashion mood board? So we take you through creating your first collection, from your ideation, from your mood boarding, to actually seeing the step-by-step process that this thing becomes garments on your rack for sale. In week 9, we take you through content creation, because when you've created that perfect collection, we need to actually create content that sells and that converts. So we take you through the concept of content creation in week 9. In week 10, we take you through marketing, because you will create content and you can't market it, my dear, crickets will be happening. And that's where some of us are missing it in our fashion brand. We're having crickets. So yes, we help you know how to actually prevent crickets from happening in your fashion brand. And in week 11, we're actually helping you do order fulfillment. So when you finish marketing, people are selling, we need to teach you how to fulfill orders and how to get customer retention. Because if you keep getting new customers but you're not retaining your old ones, it's like you are building but you're scattering. So we take you through a formula that helps you with customer retention. And in week 12, the almighty week 12, we take you to creating your first fashion team. A lot of people come into the boot camp because they are struggling with tailors. Oh, my tailor did this, my tailor did that, my tailor did this. So we take you to creating your first fashion team. The things you should keep in mind. Trust me, it blows your mind because we explore concepts that nobody tells you outside. Do you understand? Like, for instance, that you hire for character and not for skill. And we translate that hiring for character into our unique peculiarities as fashion brands. Because we know that tailors in Nigeria, they're not for the faint hearted, but there's a method to it. And in week 13, because normally it's 90 days, we say 12 week, 90 days, but we normally have about maybe 6 days extra. And so we use those 6 days extra to teach you about running ads. So we teach you the anatomy of a profitable ad, and we teach you how to create ads that convert. So you see, it's a whole system. And um, we actually take you through that system to ensure that once you're out of the boot camp, you have a bird's eye view. So our guest has just joined in, and I'm not going to make waste too much time. We're going to bring her right up to come and share her journey in the academy, and to come and let us know, what it is she has been able to achieve in the last 87 days. I think we're on day 87 in the academy. So without much ado, join me in welcoming Florence Ekaite.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello,
Thank
good
you so
morning.
much. Good morning and welcome to my profitable fashionpreneur journey.
Thank you.
It is amazing to have you on here, and we do not take the sacrifice of your time for granted, because yes, this is not paid for. It is you coming to share your own experience and your own testimony. So I'm not going to waste too much time. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do in the fashion space?
Okay, my name is Florence Ekaite. I'm into fashion, mostly for children. I make children's wear. Now I'm focusing on
You're focusing on what?
female children,
Female.
girls.
Okay,
Yeah,
female children. Oh,
yes,
perfect.
yes, yes, 0 to
Okay,
12 years. Yes.
perfect. All right. Okay, so do you have a brand name you want to share with us?
Yes, my brand name is Diangzi Stitches.
Okay, all right. All right, so we are talking to Florence Ekaite, the CEO of Diangzi Stitches, and she says her brand is focused on female wear. So she makes clothes for children from 0 to
0
12
to
years.
12 years.
So if you have a 0 to 12-year child, then Diangzi Stitches is where you should be shopping. All right, Diangzi, let us know how you came to know about the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy and how you found yourself in the boot camp.
Wow. How I came to know about it was through you. It's one of the days I saw you and you asked, "Have you joined PFA?" I said, "No." You said you have to join to learn more about your fashion, and that was how I joined. And for the cohort, it was one of our family, our big aunties, that introduced me to cohort that you have to join so that you can learn more about your fashion, especially the business aspects of it.
All right, thank you so much. So, fun fact, Janzi is actually my mom's cousin, and she has been into fashion. I don't know for how long, but I know that I saw her around. I think it was in my store. I was coming out of the store and we were going in, and I was like, "Oh, we're having a conference. Have you registered?" And she was like, "No." I said, "Better go and look for the link and register." And then I left, and then I saw her in the boot camp. I don't know how she got there, but she got there. So this story you're telling me about your big auntie, I am just learning it now. So,
Yes, it's
so yes.
it was
All
mom
right.
brought me
Oh,
in. Yeah,
okay. Isn't that wonderful? So my mom
yeah,
paid for you to go in the boot camp.
yes.
Okay. So you see,
That's
sometimes
wonderful.
you just need to take that step of faith, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. You see, things I'm uncovering on this stream. So yes, we are talking to the CEO of Jangi Stitches, and she said my mom paid for her to be in the bootcamp, and that I actually find that very humbling because they say how even Jesus when he was teaching and when he was preaching, they say the prophet is not known in their own home. They are not known to the people of their household. So if my mom actually paid for someone in my family to be in the boot camp, then it means that I'm actually doing something right. Because many times people who are around you just like, what is she even doing? So yes, this is really actually amazing. Yes, Damilola, it is actually amazing. All right. So tell me, what was the particular pain that you had when you came into the bootcamp? Did you have any pain? Were you going through anything in your fashion business that made you feel like, you know what, I need to be in this bootcamp? This bootcamp is going to be good for me. And if you
Yeah,
were,
thank
what were
you.
those things?
Okay, thank you very much. Depends were the business aspects of the fashion business. I didn't really know much to do it in a business way. I was just sewing, I'll go see a style, pick up, have interest in it, and then I will make it, but I won't know how to go about it in a business way. So I was just going sewing. I was just sewing, doing especially this one will come male, I will do, female, I will do, adult, I will do. So I wasn't focused on a particular part of it. But when I came into the boot camp, oh God, I learned so much. As in, I am
Don't
now
worry, we'll
focused.
get into what you learned. Okay, we'll get into. Let's not jump the gun. Okay, so do you have any other pain? So you mentioned that you
Yeah.
were sewing for
Then
everybody.
another thing, maybe out there, maybe in church or event, you see children, they'll wear some clothes, you'll be like, who made this clothes? Look at the neckline, the fit wasn't just right. That was just pushed me into it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. So Yangi has said that she knew how to sew and she will sew and that will be the end. When she finishes sewing, she will not know how to sell what she has sewn. And this is such a familiar story because for many of us as creatives and especially fashion creative, you just shall sew. They said sewing is profitable, so you sew, and then what next, right? So thank you for sharing your pain. All right, so you had the pain of sewing and then sewing for everybody. You were doing everything. You were all things to all men. Men's wear you will do, children's wear you will do, female you will do, adults you will. Was it not busting your brain? All right, so tell us. So after you came into the boot camp, what did it do for you? How did it help you with your pain? How did it
Okay.
position as a solution to your pain?
Yeah, first, when I came into the boot camp the first week, we talked about why you are in the business, why you're in the fashion, who you are called to save, who are your ideal customers. That really helped me a lot. Then we move on to product pricing, all those ones. It also helped in the cohort.
Okay, so if I had to ask you specifically, um, to choose maybe your top four webinars in the academy. So if you have to pick, so we've had 12 weeks, more or less 13 weeks in the academy with 13 distinct topics that flow into each other. So if you had to pick the top four topics or the top 4 weeks that really fed into your pain and gave you a solution, what would there be?
It will be product pricing, marketing strategy, hiring right, inventory. Oh, that part, inventory. I wasn't doing much on it. My own was just to buy. I'll keep it. When I want to produce, I'll go to the market, I'll buy, as in there was no documentation in it. But at the cost of this, I have learned all that and I'm
Okay.
implementing them. Yes,
And you're implementing them.
yes.
Yes, I can really feel. You see that inventory, eh? If they carry cane, they will flog every fashion entrepreneur. No be small thing. You see
Yes.
that inventory, like, you know, we had to literally develop a very strict inventory system at Wura to ensure that we were not leaking our profits. Because they say fine thing no dey finish for market, but fashionpreneur no dey hear that one.
Mm.
When you enter the market like this, pakam, this fabric is fine.
It's
We
nice
use it
though.
to sew. You will buy. This tree, this one is new. Oh, you will buy. Then by the time you get to your shop, you have seen another style. You're like, I don't have anything to do this style. Oh, let me go back to the market. You will buy another one. And then you just have a store full of fabric, full of trims, full of so many things that you don't even remember. Let's not even say you're not using, because if you say you're not using, is that you even know what you have. You don't even remember. So when you did your inventory exercise, are you able to take stock of how much you had in your stock room?
Yes, yes, yes. I
And
did.
did it shock
And
you?
so much. Yes, it did. Actually, it did. Yes. Because there are so many things I saw. There are like three, the same thing in the shop, which I didn't even know that I had them.
And you might have
It
still
really
gone to
helped.
buy.
Yes.
Yes, so that's why systems and documentations are so key. In the academy, documentation is one of the skills we help you build, because if you don't actually know how to document, you're going to find yourself creating systems that are not repeatable. Documentation is how you retain legacy. Documentation is how you pass on instructions and information from one generation to the next. In your case, from yourself to the next, to your first hire, to the next hire, to the next hire. Because think about what would have happened to us as Christians if we never had the Bible, if the things of old were never documented, what would we have had to rely on, right? And so it's instructive that you say that you actually learned documentation, because that is one of the skills that we try to build into um, fashion entrepreneurs in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp. Yes, documentation is how you retain legacy. All right, so you have shared product pricing, marketing strategy, because you already told us you could not market. You have shared hiring right, and you have shared inventory. All right. Um, is there any of these topics you want to expatiate on? For instance, how were you pricing before, and what changed in your pricing, and how did it affect your profitability?
Yeah, before now, I'll make clothes. I'll just look at the clothes. This one should go for like 10 or 15,000 without considering how much I use in making the clothes. I won't even remember labor. I won't remember light. As in, I'll just, this is nice though. Let me just give it for 10,000. Especially when there is no market. You'll be like, this clothes has been here for long. Let me just give it away. But now, with this training, I now know how to put my price right in this training.
Perfect. And also how to defend the price.
Yes,
You
how to
know,
defend. Because even when customers will come, it's too costly. It's too. You tell them that it's worth it. It's worth the price.
yes. Many times fashion entrepreneurs don't know how to defend their pricing because you don't even understand your numbers. You don't
Yes.
understand what actually went into um creating that piece. And so you just anything that you want, you just put it there. But there's a method to pricing that if you don't get right, you'll be selling, but you will not be able to scale because you will not see your money. So imagine that Dianzi Stitches, she was just doing sadaka for you people. She was dashing you clothes. It's possible that what she was even price, because the prices I'm hearing, it cannot be like your cost price is definitely more than that. So how do you want to see money? Where will it come from when you are marketing below your cost? And that is why things like this are so important, because they open our eyes to the gaps that we were making. All right, so tell me, in terms of your marketing strategy, what have you been able to deploy, and how has it helped you?
Okay. In terms of marketing, I've done more of a um, more of a putting it online, talking to people about it. Unlike before, I was quiet. It was just family and friends. But now I've been able to talk to people about it, put it online, put it out there, and it has really helped.
All right, thank you. You have to talk about your business to have a business. Many times we feel that, writing is just nice, so it's just nice. Everybody should be able to just buy it. Let me tell you, someone who is mediocre, who will outmarket you, will sell more than you. They don't have a good product. Their product is not as good as yours, oh. But because they are outmarketing you, they will sell more than you. There's no humility in marketing, oh. There's nothing that you cannot show, because it is the market that you sell that sells. You know, when we were younger, they used to say, oh, a good market sells itself. A good market, that's a lie from the pit of hell. A good market does not sell itself. It's the market that you sell that sells. You don't sell your market. You will be with that market. It will be good market, but it will be looking at you. So it's very good that you've gained the confidence to be able to talk about your business. And you see, in the academy, there's something we do every Sunday that we call show days. So on show days, we give you prompts that help you to be able to show up, for your business. And how did you feel about show days? Did it help you in any way?
Yes, he did. He did very well. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so show days help you
He
to
took
be
some
able.
shyness away from me.
It took some.
Shyness, as in being shy on the camera, he took it away.
Yes, yes, that's the whole idea. Because you see, confidence is a skill. People sometimes people see me and say, oh, the way you talk, you're so confident. Confidence is a skill. Yes, some people have personality traits that are more leaned to certain personality types, so they may be more outspoken than others. But like I tell everybody, anything you see that someone is doing excellently can be learned. Anything can be learned, and the only way you learn it is by doing it. There's no other way. There's no other way you get comfortable with talking to your customer than by talking to the customer. There's no other way you get more comfortable with showing up online than by showing up. The more you do it, the more you get better at doing it. I remember when I first started the PFA. Of course, prior to that, I had never had like a live session or anything. And I think my first live was probably the PFA Ready-to-Wear conference. And I was just like, how am I going to do this? What will I do? But guess what? The more I do it, the more now, if you wake me up in my sleep, I'll start talking. Yes, I can even in my dream I'll be talking, because the more I lecture, the more I teach, the more I research, the better I get at it. So yes, confidence can be built. So if you're someone on this stream and you're like, oh, I'm so shy, I don't know how to talk to people. When you enter the boot camp, we will drag the shyness away from you, because shyness is not a fruit of the spirit. It actually isn't. The Bible tells us that it is our responsibility to let our light shine, so that others may see our good works and glorify our Father in heaven. So if our light doesn't shine, our Father in heaven cannot be glorified. We are missing out on our opportunity to evangelize, to spread the gospel. Sometimes we think spreading the gospel is when we do prayer and fasting, when we go out for soul winning. No, your soul winning is your business, is your pulpit. Put it in the comments. Your business is your pulpit. That is where you raise souls for God. If you cannot show up, if you cannot be excellent, then you are making a mockery of the God that you serve. So that's what I tell everybody I mentor. You cannot do your Christianity in isolation. Your business is your first evangelism. So you must do it well. And part of stewardship is showing up. Is showing up. Showing up is part of your stewardship. And I'm so glad that it has helped you with your skill of confidence. All right. So now you have a few days to exit the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp. Um, what is your take home? What are you, if I had to say, okay, summarize that one thing that you will be doing, that take home that you have after the bootcamp, what would that take home be? What is that one thing that really changed? I know that it would be hard to pick one thing, but just share with us. What is that one thing that really changed, the way you thought about your business?
Thank you. That one thing that I will take home is consistency. I have to take my business seriously, be consistent in everything that I do, punctuality, hiring, everything. It has to be. I have to do it right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Consistency. That's actually if that's actually a perfect thing to take home if you ask me. Because they say that the water cuts through a rock not because of its strength, but because of its resilience. So consistency is the ability to show up irrespective. And normally in the boot camp, many times you have like courses where maybe you show up once a week or once a month or something. But in the boot camp, we show up every day. Every day we have a tool, every day we have something we need to do in our business. And the reason why we show up every day is because in your business, you must show up every day. And like I've told you, the boot camp is skill building, right? We are building skills into you, even if you don't know. So I'm glad that you picked consistency because if you are not consistent, you cannot make it in business. And no, it's not a course. No, it's not prayer and fasting. I usually give this illustration. If someone wanted to buy a dress, maybe they were traveling tomorrow morning and they wanted to buy a dress, and they have two people. These two people are known to them. Um, they might even like them. And then they say, okay, I want to buy a dress. The first question they will ask yourself is that in these two people, who can I count on to deliver? And the ability to count on you to deliver is as a result of your consistency. This person shows up all the time. I know if I call them, there are some of us that if they even call your business line, you will not pick. They will send you message, you will reply 2 days later. They will, so all those things affect your profitability, affect your ability to sell. So when people are looking for quick, okay, because of course you're trying to transition into a ready-to-wear brand, there's no ready-to-wear without consistency. If you like say you go shop, cloth no dey to buy, will you go there tomorrow? Someone comes to your store today, e sold out, tomorrow e sold out, next time they won't come, they'll find somewhere else. So I'm glad that consistency is actually the skill you pick because it's such an important skill, and it's a skill that will really set you apart. Because the truth of the matter is that in Nigeria and in sub-Saharan Africa, consistency is it's like passing a camel through the eye of a needle. People just don't know how to stay consistent. So I'm glad you've picked that up. And please continue to hone it. Continue to push at it because it will actually take you, a long way. All right. So we're wrapping it up. We're bringing it back home. We have been talking to Florence Ekaite, who is the CEO of Janzi Stitches. Janzi Stitches actually makes ready to wear dresses for girls who are 0 to 12 years old. So if you have a daughter who you want to look pretty, then Jiangxi is where you shop from. So now let's have your final words. Let's say there's someone on this stream who is saying, this money is too much. I don't have this money. Um, what are they even going to teach me? Is it even worth it? If I now say now, let me go and borrow money or let me go and beg someone, will I see what will actually help me to make this money back? Is this thing worth it? So someone is on the fence. What do you have to say to that person?
Thank you very much. If you are here and you have not joined the cohort, you have to do it because your money you will pay, you'll get value for it, especially the business aspect of it. We know the skill, but do you know how to do it in a business way? So you have to join the cohort to learn more. No knowledge is lost. You add to what you have known already. So you just have to join. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Jiangxi has told us that you will get your money back. Yes, if you don't get your money back, come and meet me. If you come into the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp and you implement and you don't see a change in your business, then it means I'm not your coach. And I say that with every sense of responsibility. All right. So, for those who want to register for the next cohort of the Ready to Wear Bootcamp, the next cohort actually starts in 4 days. It starts on the 1st of February 2026. And this is like your injury period, but they call it injury time in football. So this is that time that you actually want to get into the boot camp. So to register for the next cohort of the boot camp, there's a number that just dropped in the comment section. The number and the details are also, at the banner below the screen, so you can look through it and you can actually register there, or just reach out to us on the WhatsApp number and we'll comment bootcamp and we will actually get back to you with the details that you need and how to get you onboarded. So thank you so much, Jancy Stitches, for joining us on today's live. Of course, you know that we don't take it for granted. At the PFA, honor is one of the things that we are big on, and I do not take the sacrifice of your time. This is 8 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. I'm sure you have better things to do, but here you are. So thank you so much for coming on this live. And I'll see you in the profit circle because it's not over until it's over.
Thank you very much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a nice day. Okay, so we have been live with Jiangxi Stitches, and Jiangxi Stitches makes ready-to-wear dresses for girls age 0 to 12. She has shared her incredible journey in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp and how she was able to learn insights into her product pricing, her marketing, hiring right, and inventory. She also shared how when she came into the bootcamp, she was sewing for everybody. But through the exercises and activities in the bootcamp, she was able to streamline, identify her audience, create her customer avatar, and now she has a particular person she caters to so that she can focus more on that person. Now, these things are a science, they are not an art. There is a method to money making. And that method is what we teach in the bootcamp. So if you know that you have been on the fence, this is your sign. You want to jump into the next cohort. Tomorrow, at the same time, we're going to be here again and we're going to be meeting yet another fashion entrepreneur who will be sharing her incredible journey in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp. So until then, I would say have a nice day. I remain your one and only profitable fashion coach. My name is Wuraola Ubaka. Remember, if your business is not making money, why are you even in business? Have a nice day, fashionpreneurs, and I'll see you tomorrow. Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement, wear confidence, and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy.